Alright, well, hello everyone. Welcome to my first video. This is Cullen's first engineering video on Cullen's engineering videos. Of course, we'll have more to come. Today we're going to talk about Eagle. In the next, for the most part, the next upcoming videos will be about Eagle CAD as well. We'll get really good at Eagle by the end of these videos. Eventually, I'd like to get into some programming videos, maybe some electronics videos, and some other CAD programs, maybe SolidWorks and Altium possibly, and eventually. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do today is just talk about Eagle, how to download and install the application, and then we're going to go over the interface, how it works, how it's put together, but we're not actually going to make anything yet. We're just going to talk about it. Next video, we'll get into that. Okay, so we're going to open our web browser, go to google.com, and we're going to search for Eagle CAD. There it is, CadSoft. Actually, this company is located where I'm at, South Florida, in Miami, I believe. Let me check that out. Let me make sure that's true. Doesn't tell me here. Maybe under careers. South Florida. There we go. Anyways, download Eagle. Eagle Windows. I'm on Windows. You can get the Linux version if you want, or Mac, of course, if you're on Mac. But I'm on Windows. Also, this is the new version, the Windows version 7.1. They have some new specifications in it. We can go ahead and start the download now before we talk about that. So we're going to go to Home. What's new in 7? So they have a new auto router. I haven't tried it yet, honestly, but apparently it's supposed to be pretty good. Also has a hierarchical design. Hierarchical, I hope I'm saying that right. More like Altium Designer, which we'll get into later. Then they changed the icons a bit, or a lot actually, like every icon was changed. And apparently some other little things in there. Okay, so we have Eagle started. We're going to go ahead and left click on Eagle. It's going to ask us if we want to continue. We're going to say yes. Let me get rid of this browser. I'm going to hit setup. It's going to run through all the setup, extract everything. Next. Okay, do we want to agree to the software license? Obviously we have to, so we're going to say yes. Is this where you want to install the files? That's where I want to, so I'm going to say next. It's going to go ahead and tell you where it's going to copy the files to. Next. Here we go, copying files. So guys, let me know what you want to see in the comments. Future videos. Maybe things I missed in this current video. Also, it doesn't have to be this particular subject. If you want to see something else, go ahead and put it in there. Also questions, just go ahead and post them. Alright, now what we're going to do is, if you have a license file, you can go ahead and click this one. Or if you have freemium code, which I doubt you have, but if you do, go ahead and click it. If you're planning on purchasing a license file, or you plan on getting a freemium code sometime soon, go ahead and press Don't License Now. Otherwise, for the most of you, we're going to press freeware, run as freeware. There's some limitations in freeware. Like I believe the maximum size of the circuit board is a limit. Also, the amount of layers, I believe, is 2 layers, the maximum. But I think that's the only limitations of freeware. Okay, so we're going to go next. Also, the license file isn't too expensive, so if you ever need it, you can go ahead and upgrade to it later. So we're going to hit next and finish. And that's it. Okay, so now we're going to open Eagle. Now, this is Windows 8, obviously. So I have this little start application. If you're on Windows 8 and you don't have this, you're going to go to the other menu, which looks like, let me see, there we go. I don't know if you're getting this, but you'd search for Eagle. I have 6.3 on here also, but we're going to run 7.1, the new version. And it popped up on the wrong screen, of course, so I'm going to move this over. Okay, so this is the new Eagle 7.1.0 control panel. Looks very similar to the previous versions as well. We'll see later there's some changes. It's pretty much just the icons right now. Okay, so we have directories. If this is the first time you're installing Eagle, it will ask you, you'll get a pop-up that says, do you want to make a directory? And what it's asking you is, where do you want Eagle files to be saved later on? So mine is right here, Eagle projects. Obviously I don't have anything in here because this is actually a new installation of Windows 8 on this computer. I just got a solid state drive. But I renamed it to Eagle. If you just press yes, it's gonna create just Eagle, just lowercase Eagle. But at least now you know where to put it. And you create a directory like I did, or anywhere else on one of these drives, or whichever drive you want, put it there. That's why I didn't see this pop up. I already had the directory, but you guys probably don't, so be aware of that. Also, there's some other directories in here. You can set design rules, libraries, all these things. We'll go into this later about what exactly all these things do. But what I want to explain to you right now is these are all the libraries. All the libraries that come with Eagle. There's many, many more out there. I can show you some good ones in some later tutorials. We have design rules. There aren't very many in here right now. You'll probably create your own. I'll do a separate video on just design rules. User and language programs. We'll go over that at some point too. Honestly, I'm not very good at this, but I'm going to learn so we can do a video on it. But there's plenty in here. So this is good for instance, if you want to delete all vias on a board, or if you wanted to put an image on the PCB in the silkscreen layer, or say you wanted to use a milling machine to mill out a circuit board. You would use one of these user language programs to do that. And there's plenty of them in here for all kinds of different things. And you can write your own, obviously. There's a little description here. Okay, now we have scripts. Very similar to the previous user described things. And then cam jobs. You can download these off the internet or create your own. Again, we'll go into this later. This is for when you're done with the PCB design. You're sending it out to be made, to be manufactured by, say, like Seed Studio or 4PCB.com. Again, I'm not being paid by any of them. It's just those are the two companies I personally use. Projects. Now, here is your Eagle. See Eagle projects? That's that folder we were just looking at. See Eagle projects? Same syntax and everything as this folder. If I put a folder in here, just call it folder. I don't know if it'll show up automatically. I might have to oh, there it is. Yeah. So folder. So that's that folder I just created. I'm going to go ahead and delete it though, because we don't want that there. Close this. Yeah. Okay. And then here we have Mojo Eagle. This is oh, okay, this is a download I downloaded a while ago. This is actually let's go ahead and show this. I'm going to open this. This is a kind of cool board. This is an FPGA board. With an Arduino on board, actually. It doesn't have to be an Arduino, but it can be an Arduino. And then this is the PCB of it. Now it looks like, did they change something on me? Oops. So this is the PCB design where you're laying out the circuits and everything. And here's your schematic. We'll go over how to do all of this in a later step. But yeah, this is how you do it. You got parts and everything. Each one of these tools has its own, reason to use things. We'll go over these different sheets and everything, how to import things. One tool I want you to get really used to, not particularly in the schematic, but in the PCB, is this grid tool. You'll spend a lot of time. This will make and break your PCB designs. Then again, we'll go over all of these options. Also, we have some PCB quote options here. Here, let's show some options about some of these things. So you can go info, and I can click on a track, see what it's called. So that's ADC7. That's the name of the track there. Let me try zooming in here. Can I get the board? Let's turn on all layers. Okay, so this is a connector. It's in the embedded micro library. It's a micro USB. Let's see what this part is. This big chip. Okay, so this is a SparkFun library, and it's ATmega32U4. This is the same chip that's on the Arduino Leonardo. The USB integrated one doesn't have an FTDI adapter. I guess that can be a plus and minus in some situations. And it's got a bunch of LEDs on the side. These are really cool devices, these FPGAs. I believe this is a Spartan 6 FPGA. Very fast device. Alright, so that's Eagle. What I wanted to show in this video is how to install in Start Eagle, really. How to do it correctly. Also, I wanted to explain that in Eagle there's 3 main windows. There's every time you have Eagle open, well, not every time, but usually you're going to have 3 windows open. You're going to have the control panel open here. You'll always have this open if you're running Eagle. And you'll either have just the schematic open, or you'll have both the schematic and the board open. If you have a board file, you need to have the schematic open at the same time to keep them synchronized. But if you haven't gotten to the PCB yet, it's okay just to edit the schematic at once and then press the PCB button. Alright, so that's it. Again, we have 2 windows, a control panel. All your projects will be listed in here. Let me show you how to make a new file before we go into the next thing. Maybe you can do some homework there. So here's my Eagle project. So I'm going to highlight that. I'm going to go File, New, Project. And now I can name the project. So I'm going to call this, let's go Test Project. Now that I have a project, you should see here, yep, Test Projects. Now I have a folder called Test Project. And now what I can do is go right click on that, or I can just highlight it and go New, File, New, Schematic. And then, yep, now we go File, Save As, and we go Test Project. There we go. And now if we wanted to create a PCB, we can go Generate, Switch to Board. It's going to ask us if we want to create from the schematic. Obviously, there's nothing on the schematic, so there's going to be nothing on the board except for an outline. I'll go ahead and save that as well. Save as testproject.brd. Now if we open our folder, go into the test project folder, we have both a testproject.brd file and a testproject.schematic file. These are your 2 files associated with your project, unless there were libraries associated with that, but we'll go over that later. Alright, so now I think our next video is going to be about schematics. I think I'm going to do libraries after I do the schematics. Maybe after we do the PCB, I'm not really sure yet. But yeah, I hope you guys see it. Make sure you do you subscribe to my channel so that you're informed of when I release new videos. And again, post comments and suggestions as to what you suggest I should cover or what I should change in the videos. Maybe I should make them shorter or longer, or cover this or that, go slower, go faster. It's up to you. Alright, so let me know what you think. Thank you. Bye.